Let's look at the pivot, the footwork, and grooving a sound basic swing. These secondary factors fall into place pretty naturally once the fundamental key controlling movement of the tennis stroke, the movement of the hand through the ball, which is your primary essential technique, is understood. Advanced players in competition are at relatively the same amount of pressure as beginners, since the ball is coming in faster and with more spin, and so they too must have this flexibility and versatility to come up with big shots under pressure. The hand movement, the hand control, is therefore the starting point for beginners and the finishing point for advanced players in the education of a tennis player. The pivot. Here we use the big core muscles of the legs, the hips and the shoulders as a framework, basis or foundation for our shots. We start in relaxed readiness position. We bounce on the toes. We push towards the ball, start the pivot. As the racket comes back, bend the knees, get down, pivot the body round and uncoil the hips and shoulders into the shot as we swing into the ball. Exactly the same on the backhand, of course. Nice relaxed readiness position. Bounce on the toes. Push and turn. Pivot, start the racket back. Get down to the knees, bend down into the ball. Pivot the hips and shoulders round. And then uncoil the hips and shoulders as you swing the racket into the ball. And Christelle the same. Turn the body, get down. Okay, so we're rotating the hips through the line of the ball. Okay, so let's work on that nice turn of the body, get down. Oh, fabulous rotation through the hitting area. Rotate through the ball. Excellent.
Now, at the secondary stage of learning, we get Cameron to optimize his power by getting his body into his shots.
Note that there is no stooping. The back and the neck are straight, and this helps you to swivel through the ball properly and maintain balance. Note the early preparation when you push and pivot, because it is the pivot that initiates the arm and racket back. As soon as the ball leaves your opponent's racket, you push and pivot, and so have early preparation. Think of the swing in stages or links. Stage 1, link 1, is to push and turn sideways. Link 2 or stage 2 is to continue the turn as the racket loops back. And then stage 3 is preparing, get down on the right foot and rotate your hips and shoulders as you execute link 4, which is a low to high swing through the ball. And of course the same on the backhand. Let's take the two-hander this time. Link 1, turn sideways. Link 2, develop the turn as you take the racket back. Link 3, get down on the left foot for the backhand and uncoil the hips and shoulders on link 4 as you swing up and through the ball. This hip and shoulder rotation can become very dynamic and give tremendous torque to the shot.
See how I rehearse my knee bend and my instant turn and pivot, and by bouncing on my toes, the initial movement towards the ball. Pivot straight away. Develop the turn as you move to the ball. Pivot through the ball.